Strategy does it again. And Michael Saylor, every single Monday, does not disappoint. And while you're running scared, far too afraid to buy the Bitcoin dip, Strategy continues to accumulate hundreds and then thousands of Bitcoins every single week. Now, the star player of the show, it's preferred stock Stretch, who absolutely had a great performance last week, particularly on the day of Thursday, the 12th of this month. We're going to get into how Strategy, in today's video, we're going to get into how Strategy is absolutely buying with conviction while you are running scared for the hills. Let's get into it. Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the Debasement Index. My name is Angel Rios, and this is a channel solely focused on building capital in a fiat world together. And speaking of capital, let's talk about the greatest capital on earth, which is, drumroll, Bitcoin. Yes. And the star of the show last week is none other than Michael Saylor and his team over at Strategy. So let's get into the numbers here and let's see exactly what it is that we're talking about. So in this article from Yahoo Finance, we see the news of the recent buys from Strategy and Michael Saylor. So it says here, Strategy's Bitcoin buying accelerates as 48 billion Bitcoin stash sits underwater. So what they mean by that is that they've paid more for the Bitcoin as an average cost basis than what the Bitcoin is worth right now. But keep in mind that Michael Saylor has said himself, and I quote, "I will be buying the top forever." So in an investment thesis like that, and knowing, well, in his mind that Bitcoin's going to go up forever and he's going to buy the top forever, on Bitcoin drawdowns like the one that we've experienced since October, since the last all-time high of 126,000, we're sitting at 67,000 right now. Sometimes you're going to be underwater on your investment, but I think that most of the time they are not. But they are at the moment. Now we keep reading here. And again, we're going to get into Stretch and how amazing it was on one day of Stretch trading above par. So it says here, Strategy reported its fourth largest Bitcoin purchase of the year on Tuesday, scooping up the digital asset with proceeds that partly came from preferred shares. The Tysons Corner, Virginia-based firm, that Strategy, purchased 2,500 Bitcoin last week for $165 million in a week. And they've done billion-dollar weeks, okay? But this past week, $165 million, a press release showed, that lifted the company's holdings to around 717,100 Bitcoin, which was worth about 48 billion as Bitcoin edged down to nearly 67,000, according to CoinGecko. Now, as we read this next part of the article, I want you to pay close attention to what came from Stretch, the preferred stock, and what actually came from equity sales, so selling the actual common stock. To fund its latest acquisition, Strategy issued $90.5 million worth of common stock. Meanwhile, the firm sold $78.5 million worth of its variable rate or STRC preferred stock. The product currently pays monthly dividends at an annualized rate of 11.25% in cash. Guys, so I predicted 90 something million, right, with the Stretch analysis that I did the other day. But still, $75.8 million worth of Bitcoin in a single day through Stretch sales. That is absolutely amazing. What's going to happen when Stretch is trading above par or at par for the majority of the week, for the majority of the month, for the majority of the year? They are going to absolutely swallow up all of the available Bitcoin supply that gets mined on a daily basis. I mean, they're going to be an absolute powerhouse. Now, let's look at actual Strategy's website. You can find it on strategy.com, and let's go ahead and look at their numbers there, and let's do a little bit of analysis on there. So if we look at the main page for MSTR, so MSTR common stock is sitting at $128.67. So at a company market cap of 42 billion, so almost 43 billion. Now, their total Bitcoin holdings are now sitting at 717,131. I'm telling you, they are going to get to 1 million Bitcoin in 2026. It's going to happen, which is, I believe, between 3 and 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. So absolutely crushing it. Now, the net leverage is still 12%, and the amplification on the stock is still sitting at 34%. You see it here at the bottom right. Now, the super curious thing, and this is why STRC helps out so much, because when they have STRC sales and they have above par sales and they're able to buy Bitcoin with that allows them to keep their net asset value high, because they're not using the sale of common stock in order to acquire Bitcoin. So it's actually extremely beneficial, and it raises shareholder value due to the fact that they're not selling common stock to buy Bitcoin. So it's absolutely amazing. MNAV is still sitting at 1.18 as of this recording. And yeah, investors are still paying a premium for the net asset value, meaning the value of the Bitcoin that's on the balance sheet. Now, if we go to Stretch on their website, Stretch is right now trading at $99.33. And when you get away from the dividend payout date, it usually trades below par. But as you start getting closer to the dividend payout rates every month, that's when it starts trading above par pretty hard for various days. Now, the market cap of Stretch, so how much Stretch they've issued and has been purchased by the market, it's sitting at 3.4 billion. You see here in the market cap, it's measured in millions, so it's 3,434 million, which is 3.4 billion. Absolutely insane. It just keeps growing. The total market cap of Stretch. I mean, the market is starting to pay some serious attention to it. And the current dividend, it's still at 11.25%. I wouldn't be surprised if they raise it to 11.5 here in the near future, within 1 to 2 months, if they raise it. So Stretch, absolutely, they're killing it, man. And it's just in its infancy right now. Just wait until it matures. Now, if we go to Bitcoin on their website, we can see that the price of Bitcoin as of this recording is 67,799. They have 717,131 Bitcoin, and the notional value of their Bitcoin reserves is $48.7 billion. Now, one thing that I want you guys to see is that the BTC yield, okay, so how much BTC they've been able to increase on the balance sheet compared to common stock, is 0.5% so far as of this year. So they're still on a positive Bitcoin yield, even on a down bear market like the one that we're experiencing now. Brutal. But their Bitcoin yield for 2025 was 22.8%. And make no mistake, Stretch had a huge participant in creating that. You know, not just Stretch, right? You got Strife, Strike, and Stride, which are also helping out. And then here on their website, you can also see their Bitcoin purchases. And right here, you'll see that, on the 17th, they acquired 2,486 Bitcoin at an average cost of 67,710. Absolutely amazing job. Absolutely amazing work from the team over at Strategy. And, just living up to their Bitcoin thesis and standing behind their investment conviction. And that's exactly why I'm showing you guys this, is because I want to draw a comparison between them and what the actual retail market is doing right now, and why it shows that the retail market is probably making a mistake in running from Bitcoin and going over to stocks, for example, and other equities. So I showed this chart on a previous video, but I'm going to show it to you again. And it shows how, as the price is falling, Bitcoin accumulation wallets, meaning the big players, they are accumulating Bitcoin like they haven't in a very, very long time because they understand that Bitcoin is on the cheap right now compared to what its future valuation is going to be. So they see it as undervalued. So they're going to go ahead and scoop it up and buy as much of it as possible. It just came out today. Then an Abu Dhabi investment firm just increased their ETF, their Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock Holdings by $1 billion. Okay. So if people like Michael Saylor and companies like Strategy and sovereign wealth funds and other big whales, big players in the investment world are accumulating Bitcoin, why are you running away from it? You have Michael Saylor and Strategy purchasing on a downturn, mind you, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in a single week, and you're scared to DCA into a dip. You're scared to every day put in $10 or every day put in $100 or whatever it is that feels comfortable for you in order to bring your dollar cost down, your dollar cost average down, which in turn, when the market flips and we go back to a bull market, that is going to increase your returns. And you got to think about who these kinds of people are. Like if you think about Michael Saylor and you've ever heard him speak, I mean, the man is extremely intelligent and he has the resume to back it up. I mean, he's certainly put his intelligence to work and has been very profitable for him in his life. You don't get to be a billionaire by sitting on your hands and just waiting for things to happen, right? He has a very, very successful company, a $40 billion market cap company that's soon to be far more than that, in my opinion. But when you think about, for example, if we just use Michael Saylor as an example, I mean, Michael Saylor sees his Bitcoin company and what he's doing for digital capital and using that as a base to offer digital credit to people, paying a yield that is actually livable and you can actually feel proud of saving money. He sees that as his print on the world. Yes, as his I was here and I had a positive impact on the world. He has no wife. He has no children. He's focused strictly on his company. And knowing everything that he knows, he still feels comfortable and he still feels conviction in purchasing Bitcoin in this brutal 55% drawdown that we've had since October. So either A, you don't feel comfortable in Bitcoin because you haven't done enough homework, which if that's the case, no problem, but do the homework. Don't use ignorance as an excuse to not position yourself for wealth in the future. Or secondly, you're just too scared and you don't have enough conviction in what you believe in for Bitcoin and what Bitcoin stands for and where it's going to go in the future. I mean, I am extremely, extremely bullish, not just about Strategy and owning MSTR and owning Stretch, because I own both of them. Yes, but Bitcoin, it will be the future digital capital of the world, the underlying collateral from which digital credit will be extended. Okay, and it will be a more fair and equitable world for everybody. Okay, a transparent money. Yes, a non-sovereign money. Apolitical money. Money that just is. Okay, so that's the last thing that I want to leave with you guys is if you guys see these players, playing a big game and accumulating at this time, perhaps, like I said, as the little fish in the pond, we should probably follow their example. Okay, and that's it for me, guys. Remember, nothing in this video is investment advice. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. This is the Debasement Index. My name is Angel Rios, and this is a channel solely focused on building capital in a fiat world together. Have a great day, guys.